Guys, I'm gonna let you guys load. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I put my shit on airplane mode because everybody freaking wants to call me right now because y'all don't want to know the truth. I know I'm laughing. I'm honestly, you guys, I'm just so brokenhearted that I'm like, I'm tired of the DMs. I'm tired of hearing so much crap. And I'm sorry that like I have to expose people like this, but no, I just feel like we need to just, we need to talk about this. Like it needs to be out there so we can just stop assuming everything that's going on. I bet you guys are here. I also needed to stand. My hand started hurting. Everyone keeps calling me. It's hilarious. I'm like, why? I'm taking Nezzer off of you as we speak. Oh, that's probably a lot of it on me. But you know what? I'm going to start by saying, you guys, like, I think I went through what I needed to go through. I think I needed to be this brokenhearted. I think somebody needed to do this to me. And I really am thankful that I met all these people that I met. I'm going to be honest. I have a lot of love for them. I really do. I hope everything is good with them. However, what they did to me was really messed up. I don't think anybody deserves it. You guys, give me 1 second. They can keep it. Oh my God, that needed to be done. Okay, guys, I'm so sorry if I offend anybody today. I'm so sorry if I hurt anyone. That is not my intention. I just need to get this out there and I'm going to restart again because I'm saving this live so that we don't have to keep doing this. No one's going to call me now. Everything's on airplane mode. God, my cousin's going to be here and be like, are we not going out tonight? Anyway, in the beginning of Jesse and I, a lot of shit happened. I was so in love with him. The first time I met him, we talked for 8 hours straight, like all night. We talked about everything, told him about his dad's death. I told him about mine. We connected on a whole nother level. I feel like he is something for me, maybe my twin flame, maybe something, maybe we're not meant to be. Maybe in the future we will be. I do not know. But right now, all I know is I need to get away from them. I need to get away from everybody that ever hurt me. Okay, so I tried really hard. When I first met his brother and his wife, I remember I went to the airport. I brought these little balloons, say welcome home. I wanted to be loved by them so bad. That was my only goal. When I met them, the first thing his bubby said to me in the first 5 minutes was, I can't believe you're with a guy like Jesse. He's so gross. He's so disgusting. I just don't understand why a girl like you would be with a guy like him. Within 5 minutes of meeting me. At that point, Jesse and his brother both weren't there. So I didn't make a big deal out of it because she could easily be like, that's a lie, but it's not. So I was like, okay, that's fine. We moved on from that. And I was like, I told Jesse that night that happened. Jesse's like, oh, she's always kind of been like that. Like, don't worry about her. I was like, okay, whatever you say, right? Then later on, I found out from a different person that she had told everybody in the group not to accept me, not to be okay with me because I was too slutty on Instagram. The way I dressed was too slutty. And his own brother said he was too uncomfortable with the way I would dress. And to me, if your brother is uncomfortable, he obviously is looking at me in a really weird way and he shouldn't do that. And now his wife dresses exactly like me, so I do not understand. I think the whole point of all of that was that a lot of people weren't allowed to dress the way I was dressing, and then all of a sudden they fought for it, and now they're kind of like, well, why do you let Gurneet dress up like that? I remember at her baby shower, she was wearing something, and my mother-in-law said, can you not wear that? Can you wear something appropriate? And she goes, well, why do you let Gurneet dress like that? Well, Gurneet doesn't live with you, and Gurneet is not your rules, so that's why she dresses like that. She has her parents. She lives in Vancouver. Thank you. So I'm like, okay, this is just a lot of things going on. And then I remember there's so many times we'd all go out as a big group. There's not that many friends they have. It's about 10, 11 people. Some of them I truly, really loved and cared for until they did me dirty. And I was pretty shocked when they did that. I remember his papi would sit there and whisper in people's ears talking about me. Later on, I would find out what she's saying about me, because I had one good friend who now doesn't really talk to those people, who saw right through them and was like, you can't treat Gurneet like that. You don't know her. If she did something to me, sure, I will drop her like this, but she never did anything to me, so I'm not gonna do that. So please stop asking me to. And that's where it showed me who my people are. And I was like, wow. She would do shit like that all the time. I remember we were at her best friend's apartment thing, and she was like, I was drinking Crown and Coke, and she was drinking wine. And it was all her cousins. I was meeting them for the first time. It's like 4 years ago. And she breaks the silence by going, didn't you have like a sip of wine and puke everywhere? Imagine being in a whole new freaking city, a whole new country, and then they're fucking making you seem like you're stupid because Jessie innocently mentioned once that I had an upset stomach after drinking. Haven't we all been there? Why are you humiliating me in front of 20 people? The worst thing was her husband would just sit there and just let her say anything and everything. And I was shook. I was like, okay, even if one person is being ridiculous, isn't your partner supposed to be like checking the other partner? I don't know, whatever, man. Whatever dynamic they had, that's fine. Then my breaking point was when she continuously did this, and then she would talk shit about me, and she would just do so much stuff to me that I was like, what did I do to you? Like at this point, I was like, what did I do to you? Can somebody tell me? Like, I've done nothing but, like, on her birthday, I would give her so many gifts. I would come there with so much love in my heart, and she did nothing but take out all her anger she had with freaking Jessie on me. And I was like, what did I do though? And I promise I will fix it. But there's not one thing they can tell me that I did. Then I made a YouTube video talking about a lot of these things, but I was very discreet about who. I didn't say names. I didn't say relationships. I was just like, oh, this is what happened to me. Kind of like, it's not okay. And I remember she was so mad. She was like, it was so unnecessary for her to talk about me like that. Well, you know what? This is not unnecessary because people like you won't stop unless you're exposed. And to be fair, she apologized to me a few months ago, and she said, I'm really sorry for all the things I did to you for the last 5 years. I don't know why I did them, but I'm really sorry. You know exactly why you did them. And I'm sorry, but you definitely know exactly why you did that with me. When Jessie's accident happened, I slept at a hospital bed every single day. So much of his family members came up to me saying, "Hon, sanu pata lag gaya tu kudi badi changi hai." Hon, thanu pata lag gaya that main kudi badi changi hai. I had to sleep in a hospital every single day and get him back on his feet to prove to you that I'm a good person. Otto pehlo thanu pata nahi si. I was like, okay. I would literally go to a gym to go shower. I didn't leave that hospital until Jessie left that hospital. And even then, I was still by his side until something happened and he fucked me over. That's the day I left. And you know what's fucked up? His family still blames me for the way I react to things. Even when I get betrayed, I get hurt, or anything that's even like remotely okay for me to feel, they will make me feel like, but eta ida kardi sigi. So my cousin Emma was there, and Jessie's always had a bit of an issue with drinking. And we were talking about this, and I know this isn't my story, and I'm sure Jessie will talk about it when he's ready, but just for my part of it, we were talking about this, and his mom calls Jessie, and she was like, why is Gurneet talking about your personal business with Emma? Emma lived with us for 2 weeks. She was there for 2 weeks. You don't think she saw every day when Jessie would have slip-ups or when he would do something? And not mentioning the part where his own puppy was making fun of Jessie, drinking in his wheelchair, and how he got punched out of the wheelchair and fell in front of Emma. She's telling Emma this story. So you're mad at me for talking to my cousin, or in front of my cousin, about the concerns I have about my marriage. But you're not mad at your other daughter-in-law that made fun of him in a wheelchair? Like, what is going on here? Am I crazy? Or are you crazy? Because this isn't making sense to me. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not okay. Anyway, when his puppy just a few weeks ago said his crippled, it was so funny, and she was laughing. When I tell you, I swear in my mom's life that her one hand and her one knee was on the ground, and she goes, his crippled ass couldn't get back in the wheelchair, while she's laughing the entire time. That's the moment I realized if Jessie can't defend himself when his honor is being torn apart when the most horrible thing that ever happened to him, and they're making fun of it, and he still isn't saying anything, I realize he will never defend me. Who am I? I'm nobody if he can't defend himself. Hana? I just feel like so many people ask me so many questions whenever I meet people, and I'm like, are you with Jesse? What's going on? Does it sound like you? Does he not like what's going on? This is what's going on, guys. I've kept this in for so freaking long. And it really made me feel shitty when his brother was like, she makes me feel uncomfortable the way she dresses. Well, your wife now dresses like me, so does that make you uncomfortable, or does that make Jesse uncomfortable? I hope not. I hope he sees her as a sister. I'm not even reading the comments, guys, by the way. I'm so sorry. It's just, I just want to get this all out there. When I was leaving, I got to have a safe flight. Not one person even talked. Not even one person was like, Gurneet, are you going to be okay? I was dying inside, guys. I'm still broken. But during that time in Michigan where I had nobody, I was broken. मैं दस नहीं सकती मैं कितनी pain विच सीगी उत्थे रहिंदी. And the fakeness that came with it, after the apology from his puppy, the fakeness that came with it, and then the words and the actions never matched up. You can't make fun of Jesse in a wheelchair and ovi inna has ke and then be like, I care. It was weird to me that all the extended family, all the masiya, chachiya, everybody else loved me so much, all the cousins loved me so much, but then they didn't. They didn't give me that same love. It was really, really weird to me. I had to go and say bye to each person, and they never even came to the apartment, barely. And I remember telling Jesse's mom so many times, you should come over. Like, I get really lonely. You should come over. She's like, well, you should come over. Well, I do. Why can't you come over? Like, I'm so lonely. I don't want to always be at that house where someone has hurt me so bad. I am trying to get over it. I am trying to forgive them. But it's hard for me to go and like sit there and do all that. It's not okay. It's not okay to be treated like that. The only reason we moved all that far, because Jesse was like, I'm down to move to like West Coast. The only reason we were there was because I was like, you know what, your family really wants you to stay there, and I just feel bad that I've never been able to give them a chance because I've been so angry at them for so long for things they've done. Maybe we should give it a shot. So he was like, okay, so we got an apartment in Detroit downtown, and we were staying there. And even during that time, I was shocked to see so many things. And that Mickey stuff, yes, let me just talk about the Mickey stuff and get that shit over with, because all these people I cannot deal with. Mickey freaking said some things like I'm a MILF and this and that to me, while I thought he was the only person that accepted me as a friend, because at that time, all of the friends and all of the family members thought I was a slut because of the way I dressed. So Mickey was like, he says this to me. I called Jesse, said, Jesse, this is what happened. What should I do? Do I tell Manpreet? Because he was dating Manpreet too at that time. He goes, I think you should tell Manpreet. So I went and told Manpreet, and the good thing about Jesse was he was always there for me, but when it came to certain things, he just didn't know how to act. I think it has a lot to do with losing his dad. I don't think he doesn't want it to seem like he's abandoning his family, even though when his family makes fun of him like that, it really breaks him. Like, I've seen him just broken, and a lot of his friends, the way they treat him sometimes, he gets really fucked up from it. I don't think he deserves that either, but I think until the day he stands on his 2 feet and says, you know what, I'm not dealing with you guys no more, till you guys apologize, till you guys have a full-on conversation and acknowledge everything's happened, I'm not doing, that's the day he'll like feel free from that. But anyway, so yeah, when I told Manpreet was like, thank you so much, you saved my life. I was about to marry him. I was like, oh, like, I'm not saying leave him, I'm not saying be with him, I just feel like you should know, I'm not going to judge you if you're with him or not. Like, we all go through shit, I'm not one to do that. She's like, thank you, dada. She put Mickey in the line, Mickey's like, you're lying. I was like, okay, that's fine, I'm lying. And then and then I talked to director Dice, Bonnie's wife, and we were gonna have the same show, and I called her. I said, hey, you gonna be at the show? She's like, I'm gonna be at the show. I was like, I'm assuming you heard. She goes, about Manpreet and Mickey? I'm like, yeah. She's like, yeah, it's sad, man. I'm like, I hate that it was coming from me, that I had to be the one to do that. Like, it makes me sad because I've been there, I've been cheated on, things have been so, you know what I mean? It's been so crazy to me. And she goes to me, yeah, it really has. Like, hopefully things get better. It's hard to see people hurt. And I was like, yeah, man. And then I was at the Sky. We talked for maybe a minute, maybe 2 minutes. The SkyTrain station was there. I was like, I got to pick up my best friend now. I'll talk to you later. I'll see you at the show. I don't know what she went and told Manpreet, but we had a group chat where Jesse was saying maybe we should keep this in like low key. And this was back then. Obviously now nothing's low key. I don't give a crap. Jesse goes, yeah, let's just keep it low key. And there was Jesse's brother in it, Jesse's brother's wife in it. Everybody was in it. Mickey's other manager, Jay, was in it. A lot of people were in it. And Manpreet goes, you fucking bitch, you're a liar, something, something, something. And that was it. Nobody defended me. No one, even like, I just thought my in-laws would be there for me and be like, hey, don't call her that. There's nicer ways to talk to her. But no one said anything, and that's fine. My bad for expecting people to have the same heart as me. Because if it was the other way around, if somebody was swearing at Jesse's brother or Jesse's brother's wife, I would slap them. Because that's how loyal I am. I'd be like, that's my family. You don't fucking say that shit. I would be so, that's just who I am as a person. So when that happened, I was like, clearly these people don't give a fuck about me, right? So much drama that I was like, oh my God. Eventually, Mickey apologized to me for a long time. He apologized to Jesse. Jesse's actually now working with Mickey. So everything's good there. I'm okay with it. He asked me, I was like, I think you should do it. It's good for you. I forgive Mickey for what he did because there's some things I know about Mickey that I've never told anybody, that I would never told, that he talked to me in confidence about. And I feel like that's where all that Mickey shit happened. And I forgive him for what he did. And he's somebody who actually owed up to his mistakes. I don't think he's a bad person. However, I do think that I'm tired of keeping all this in. These people don't mean anything to me. So me keeping all this in for what? Just to defend people's honors? I don't care to ever have a relationship with any one of these people. I really don't. I realize that the shit that's happened is not okay. No girl should ever be okay with it. I am 26 years old, you guys. I've been in this since I was 20 or 21. I was very young. I didn't know what I was doing. I became a person that I didn't even like because I was so hurt. It's heartbreaking that we put up with so much because we want to be loved. And it's because we have this void inside of us because we think that if our own love for us won't be enough. There's so much more to the story, and I'm just choosing not to even talk about certain things because it's okay. There's just a lot of their friends were involved in this. When Bonnie, Dr. Dice, said to people that I slept with 40 men, I was really hurt. I have never done anything to Bonnie. I've always thought he was a good person until he did that. And I know it's not a chute because a lot of people told me this. He told a lot of people this. And Bonnie, I want to ask you, were you in the room? Because I know a lot about you that I've kept my mouth shut about. I'm not here to break families apart. If I was, there's a lot of stuff I get in my DMs about a lot of Jesse's friends and his family. And I could. But that's not me. That's not who I am. And that's never going to be me. When Jesse's mom said to Jesse, when Jesse said that I was depressed and I wasn't feeling well and that I was really, really not okay, and when she said that it really broke my heart because I went there. I got an apartment. I set the apartment up so beautifully. I spent so much money on my apartment to make it a home that me and Jesse could live in, a place that we were happy in. We had 2 dogs. We were good. But when she said that I didn't try, I even made a Bumble BFF and made friends, guys. It hurt me so much. End of this is, there is no gorgeous family anymore. And we were MIA for a long time because we weren't sure. Obviously, we weren't sure if this was going to work. Yesterday, I saw Jesse hanging out with certain people. And I'm not talking about his family, but certain people that have hurt me in the past. And that's when I realized that the moment I leave, if he can do something like that, I just don't think it's okay because I wouldn't do it. But I think the biggest mistake we make is we want to be loved the way we love, but not everybody has a heart like us. And not everybody is gonna do that. Romy, it's just Sylvia. Come here. You guys want to see Romy? Come here, Boogie. Come here, my little lover boy. Come say hi to everybody. Oh yeah, you're so angry that somebody's here. Somebody's downstairs. I swear it's for small dogs, the ones that get so angry. Oh baby. Oh baby. This is the best thing that came out of me and Jesse though. He got me Romy. And he's the most precious little boy in the world. बस यही गल्लां सीगियां होर भी बहुत है पर हुण किन्ना क डूंगा पजा सकदे हैं, right? My point is, guys, you can be the most amazing person in the world. You can give somebody the ultimate love, the ultimate respect, and they're not going to give it to you because they don't want to see who that person is. I know I'm sugarcoating Jesse's stuff. I know. And I know Jesse should have defended me. And a lot of it comes down to that. You know, I didn't know that many people, but if Jesse just once said, baby, no more barking, okay? If Jesse just once said, like, Gurneet, I'm with you. I will never let anybody talk about you like that. It would have been, things would have been different. He didn't once call anybody when he saw that I was like dying in pain. He didn't once, there was 2 people in Michigan that I truly loved, Francine being one of them. Wrongly, Benzie, do you want to go outside? You're being really rude. Go. You guys, we have a pit bull downstairs and Romy's so scared of him, so I don't know what he's up to. Okay, I'm sorry, but if Jesse just once said all that to me, and if he just like took those actions into calling people, like he called his mom out of all people, which is fine, and I respect that, but his mom didn't once call me to see if I'm okay. She called my mom to tell her that mera ji बाहर लग ਜਾਂਦਾ ਸੀ ਪਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਘਰੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਸੀ ਹੁਣ ਮੈਂ ਕੀ ਕਰਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਝੂਠ ਬੋਲਣਾ ਸੱਚੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ I really tried, but they were never truly happy with me, and I could feel it every single time I'd see them. So what am I supposed to do? Fake it till I make it? And I was. I truly loved every single person in that family. I truly did. Till now it's like I just realized what they've done, and it's just I can't do more than that. I can't do more than what I've done. But this is basically the truth. I don't know if I'm like missing anything else. There's probably more to it, but bruh, this needed to be done. This needed to be said because the DMs, so many DMs. The last DM I got is, why is Jesse hanging with Mickey after Mickey assaulted you? He didn't assault me, guys, but yeah, he said some weird shit, but he didn't assault me. Let's be real. If you guys are going through this or anything like this, leave. Because yeah, I'm broken right now and I'm hurting, but I know I'm gonna be okay. I know what I have and it's gonna be okay. And thank you for listening. Thank you so much for listening. I really need to get this out. Should I talk about it? Should I not? Like, is this a bad thing? And a lot of my family's on here. Like, my cousins are on here. His family's on here. It's very overwhelming. And I'm really sorry this shit had to go down this alley. But for those that respect me and those that love me and those that understand me, thank you so, so much. Because this is probably the loneliest I've felt. This is the most broken I've felt. And it's just hurt. It's just pain, man. Take care, guys. Thank you for listening to this. I hope you guys are all good. Yeah, well, I'm gonna go get ready before my cousin really gets mad at me. I'm sorry if I said anything out of anger to anybody. And I'm sorry that I had to expose the names this time, but shit just hit the fan. And I don't know, guys, if somebody moves for your family, wouldn't you once just be like, are you okay? Like, wouldn't you just go to their house and knock on their door and be like, yo, you guys aren't breaking up. We're talking to you guys. We love you guys. We're your family. And that's what my mom did. That's what my puppies did. That's what my people did. They called me and Jesse. They talked to us for hours and they were like, don't do it. Don't do it. His family didn't once even try. It's like they're kind of like, yeah, well, it's not the worst if they break up. It's okay. Or asiki lena, asika to bechona. And that's the problem. When you love somebody, you don't do that. You don't do that. Please, girls and guys, learn from this. Learn from me. Because, man, it's painful. It's hurtful. And I'm going to be honest, I don't know if me and Jesse are ever going to get back together. I don't know. I know I need to be single for a year or two, but down that road, I don't know if we're meant to be or not. Sometimes deep down, I think we are, but then when I see this kind of shit, I'm like, maybe we're not. Because a guy wouldn't do that to me, right? If they loved me, I don't know. Jesse just needs to stop being spineless. He needs to stand up for himself. He shouldn't let his bubby make fun of him in a wheelchair. That's a really fucked up thing. You don't do that. We don't do that. No one does that. I can't even make fun of somebody, my worst enemy, like that's in a wheelchair. I think so too. I think we just weren't meant to be. And I think this was a really big lesson. I think these people needed to do this to me in order to be who I am today. That's it, guys. I have to go. I love you guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you guys for understanding. And I'm really sorry if I said anything that was mean or hurtful. I don't mean to do any of that. I am a little hurt, but I'm not trying to hurt other people. But yeah. Okay, bye guys.